Complaints on Route 88 at Hidden Hollow Road. So, I believe that there has been a few complaints written, sent to the township, as well as Mr. Lissani, directly across from Hidden Hollow, coming to my business, and a couple other people, but Mr. Lissani states that the water coming over is popping up his asphalt in his parking lot, and it's bringing, you okay, John? You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So that it's sending mud over, flooding his, beach room part? No, the beach room part. The beach house is up here at the restaurant, the beach room down below, and that it's popping up his asphalt. There was also another gentleman along 88 that had sent in a written complaint and another about the flooding at his house, correct? And then he states that it started to happen as soon as they started that development. Ever since that development, I don't know if the complaint's in the packet.
What kind of retention pond is there for that development?
There's 2 retention ponds for that
Are they
development.
big enough to handle the water?
I think that the issue might be the road that we haven't taken over yet. I don't know what the
The road
issue
doesn't
is.
belong to us.
No, the road at this point does
It
not belong to
belongs to
Union Town.
Costa.
But, so we haven't really looked at why this is happening as a board, but it is getting to the point where, people are saying they're hydroplaning there in heavy rains. That other property owners nearby are saying they're getting flooded and full of mud, and that, multiple residents are writing the township, and I don't know where we go from here, what our options are, what we,
Wasn't it a PennDOT
they're actually
problem?
taking the time to put written, we get a lot of calls. We send, we have to do a written complaint, but
Is it the drainage under the highway proper? Or if it
we
goes
don't
under
know.
there, where
It's
does
not
it
our
go?
road. We just know a ton of it's coming down that road. And it's not going underneath 88, it's coming up over.
Well, then it hasn't been properly handled.
Something.
If you drive up there after storms, there's a whole pond of water sitting there, so it's
Yeah.
obvious the drain's clogged.
But is the water supposed to be going to the drain?
It should be under
Well,
the road. It's in
We
the,
don't know. Is the water permitted to go to that pipe that PennDOT owns? That part we don't know.
Permitted?
Scarmese has an MPDES permit to discharge their stormwater, in accordance with their approved plan to, that's the low point where their water discharges to. They have an
Where does
approved
that
permit
water
from the
come down and go
conservation
to? I don't
Do
see
they
a
have a
big
permit
quantity.
From PennDOT.
See,
That I don't know.
that's the issue, because I've dealt with those, I think, before at Star Point. Nor if you discharge in also Canton Township with, that Running Brook, whatever they call it. But you're supposed to get, you normally get a permit, or you get an agreement with them to do that.
They were told not
So
to tie into it.
If Washington County Conservation District was okay with them putting it on me, doesn't mean I'm okay with it. So
Yes.
even though the Washington County Conservation District gave them a permit that would be an acceptable location,
Correct.
did PennDOT say it was okay?
That's the question that needs to be answered, and that was a question that we raised in,
Because obviously PennDOT's pipe ain't taking it.
And we have Segro coming out tomorrow.
it's
was-
plugged up, that's why.
so, last fall, when we got the first
But did
request
they
to
get
take
permission?
over
No.
Hollow Road,
If it's plugged,
that
it's
was a
plugged.
question that we
Did
asked.
they get permission to send the water there?
Doesn't matter if it's plugged.
It does matter.
It does matter.
I can have a
It
clogged
does-
pipe on
it
my
does.
property, but if I didn't give you permission to put your water there,
It does matter, because
It
what
does
happens,
matter.
you have, well, first of all, it's plugged, according to what Tom Padilla says. It's caved in and plugged, but you normally need PennDOT's approval
You do.
to send that water in there, because
Yeah.
what will happen is, I've done this in Canton Township, in Hanover, you need to get, there has to be an approval process, plus there has to be an agreement between the township and Scarmese to allow that to happen, and I've done those before.
I can't imagine if PennDOT had a clogged up pipe, that they would have said, sure, send a bunch more water to it, knowing it's gonna cross over their road. And, I doubt that PennDOT would have said, send a lot more water to our clogged up
That water
pipe.
has
so that-
flowed for 20 years over top of that road every time it rains. Way before
So,
Scarmese was there.
The recent complaints are stating that it started around development.
All right, so,
So
I,
the road has gotten wider. The development has now occurred. Whether or not that is producing more stormwater, I don't know.
I guess the bottom line is, in my mind, the only way to resolve the situation, the only way to start approaching a resolution to this situation, we need to involve PennDOT.
They've been up there.
Sir,
They've been up
Wilson
there.
looked at that, he was supposed to do something last fall. The same rep.
Mr. Piscaric has mentioned something, but I don't know that there was a mention of him doing something, but I don't know.
Well, he should be doing something.
Well, he's not our rep anymore, so
Start with
maybe
PennDOT.
it stopped there, we don't know.
The
He's
que-
not our state rep anymore, so maybe it got stalled, I don't know.
go ahead.
Scarmazy Homes got a PennDOT HOP to do the driveway improvements at Hidden Hollow Road. An unresolved question is whether or not they have PennDOT's permission to connect their storm drains into PennDOT's system. I've asked PennDOT that question directly and have not gotten an answer.
Why don't we?
I can tell you.
Why don't we have Mr. Cosmo contact someone at PennDOT and see if he can find out, because there should be a permit to do that.
There is a lot of water coming over, and it is
Absolutely.
going over to Peters Creek, and as we know, that floods.
Right.
There's gotta be a better answer to what's, it's a lot of water. And now residents and business owners are claiming property damage to it, so we have to take it seriously.
We do.
I mean, the person that's getting his parking lot filled up isn't saying, well, that's been happening for years. He's saying it's happening now.
But you gotta start with.
He said it's been happening for the last 3 or 4 years since that started, and
They
other
know.
residents in that area are saying the same. I don't know if it is or it isn't, but that's what they're stating to us, so we have to react.
All right, so what we can do is, so someone can call Cosmo up about this? Or do you wanna call him, Michelle? or-
So where do we go from
Do
there?
it- I mean,
Call
is it
Cosmo, what
worth
are we asking
bringing-
him to do?
PennDOT's gonna be here tomorrow to meet with us for an unrelated matter.
Ask them then tomorrow, talk to them about that.
Bring it.
We're gonna talk to Jonah tomorrow at 8:30 in here. We wanna know about the issue with PennDOT Route 88. And if she doesn't have an answer, we're gonna ask her to call somebody to get us an answer.
I forget his
We'll
name.
go from there.
Cause I'd be more than happy to reach out to our state rep, and I'm
Feel
sure he'd
free.
be happy to help, but I gotta know what I'm asking for, I just don't,
Well, let's start with her at 8:30.
see if there is
Keep you posted and then call,
if everybody's doing everything right, and there's permits to send the water there, and then we maybe ask him to see what PennDOT can do about cleaning out their pipe, I don't know.
I'll get on that.
But the answer can't be flooding out Mineral Beach across the street.
it's a mess.
So what if they were told not to connect into that pipe? Just for saying, what if they were told not to?
That's a good point.
What if they were told not to?
What if they were told, do not do it? Unless you upgrade that, what if they were told that?
We have to lean into PennDOT. Either way, the water's gonna stop crossing Route 88 and flooding people
Well,
and causing a dangerous.
if they were told not to, it's a problem between the developer and PennDOT, because
Right.
it's not our road.
Right,
We haven't
Yes.
taken it over.
right.
They have a permit from the conservation district. There's some uncertainty with what they're approved to do with PennDOT. That's between them and PennDOT.
Let's start with Jonah tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Figure out if there is a,
Yeah,
I don't know who owns it.
and eventually Mr. Scarmazy's gonna want us to take over that road and
Why don't you
that
take the
plan,
road?
correct.
and to do that, we can't take over, we can't take over a ton of drainage problems when we take over roads, so we'll need to find out either way.
Should be
Yeah, the
discussed.
old
All
road.
right, yeah.
Maybe it's not a bad situation.
It could be.
This should have been a discussion item,
Don't leave them.
Okay. Discussion and motion to reaffirm the declaration of emergency was declared on April 3rd, 2024 for the flooding that's occurred throughout Union Township. So, this was at the advice of the solicitor due to the amount of, roads flooded, damaged. There it is. Would you like to speak on?
It's basically, you had a situation, you had flooding for, I believe, April 2nd through April 5th, and you had damages, you had concerns. Now, I've been in touch with some other places there, I understand basically that, there may be FEMA monies available for any type of, problems you have, like slips and all that, because I know, I was talking with other townships this afternoon, because they have slips costing $172,000 and $300,000. So they've all passed these declarations, because this will make, if there is
If there is,
FEMA, this will make you eligible for getting grant monies from the state.
so no guarantee that there is, but if there is money available and you did not declare a state of emergency, then there is
I
no
just-
way to get
I
them.
understand the amount supposedly from Bud Cook's office is $159,000 for each municipality.
For each one? I was gonna say, if it's $159,000 for the whole
No,
area,
according to
then
the-
it's not worth
The
it.
word I
'Cause
heard,
I won't-
$159,000.
159,000 is, will do something. It won't, unfortunately, it won't fix the damage we have. It will help. So, I would like to make a motion to reaffirm the declaration of emergency that was declared on April 3rd, 2024 for the flooding that occurred in Union Township. Would anyone like to second me?
I'll second that.